Good evening and welcome on in to another episode of From Day One, part two of the day. So, of course, we have our auditors, frauditors, and all of those lovely individuals set to come with us on the episode. So, of course, for that, let's kill out the sounds of Dominion we had during part one. And today we will start those sounds with a weird individual. We're at a Vaughn's supermarket parking lot in California, and he goes by the name of the Cart Narcs. I wish I was making that name up, but I'm not. So, without further ado, as we go down our daily list, of course, except the two items we're going to need for the upcoming scorching days at the Guild Reset, let's begin tonight still with the Cart Narc.
Pulling Arketeers, classic, and judging by this Lazy Bones car, that's not where the carts go. Blocking a full spot. Sorry? Said you blocked the spot with your cart, sir. Yeah, your cart, you just left it here blocking the spot. Oh, I'm Agent Sebastian with the Cart Narcs. We're a glorious organization of narcs that help people not be lazy bones.
The look on that guy's face is priceless. You can tell he's not going to put up with any nonsense from the Cart Narc, or whatever he wants to be called.
That's what people do.
The old they pay people argument. Well, they pay people to do all sorts of things. Did you go inside?
Did they pay you to harass you?
No, I'm making a polite request. I'm not harassing.
Yeah, it sounds like harassment.
Well, that's because you're lying, sir. I'm going to give you a bump. Well, you're calling it harassment when it's a polite conversation. That's a lie.
It's not a polite conversation. It's an
Have I been?
unwanted conversation.
Well, it's an unwanted cart as well.
Unwanted conversation.
That, but exactly.
Well, I want a bonds corporate with a group here.
Sir, why are you deflecting? Why'd you leave the cart out? Were you being lazy or what?
Yeah.
Well, you want to turn your life around and be a better person?
Yeah.
Why not?
This is the idiot behind the camera. He was on the Dr. Phil show not that long ago. Not to worry, I'll be sure to put a link in the description box below. But he's got some issues, doesn't he? I would leave at this point. You want to be a better person? No. Okay, it's time to go.
But then you'll just spiral into a...
Exactly, yeah.
Into a... Well, I'm giving you a...
The car, too.
Hot hood magnet, a shame.
Are you serious, dude?
But yeah, I'm serious.
Fuck out, brother.
No, you're not.
Fuck it, dude. Yeah,
Look at yourself, sir.
Well, dog. You touched my car here, dude. I told you to touch me. I touched you, motherfucker.
No, sir.
My car, I touched you, motherfucker.
I didn't touch your car. The magnet did. Now, I will take the magnet off if you take your cart back where you know it belongs. Be a good person. And, sir, how are you going to fit that giant magnet? Sir, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, right.
Are you used to putting things in guys?
Oh, that was a foul comment, Frauditor. Oh, those are fighting words right there. If you say that to a man on the street, you have a few punches coming your way, Frauditor.
Because I'm not.
By the way, for those who will know, my friend unfortunately bleeped it. But what he was saying is he slapped a sign that was almost as big as the guy's hood magnet sign on his car. He pulled it off and said that I'm going to shove this up your, let's just say, place where number 2s come out.
I'll become fashionable, too.
Fashionable? What's your technique? Did you call me the F word, sir?
Player, you understand me? Yeah.
Player?
You understand that shit?
Why are you being angry?
Fuck out.
No, you won't.
Come on.
You're not going to do that. Look, sir, I don't want to be body shaming of yourself, sir, but where did you learn these negotiation techniques? Polite conversations. Use your word. Don't use your violence.
You keep approaching me again, man. I told you already, motherfucker.
No, sir, that's against the law.
The Cart Narc thinks he's a good judge of human character, when in fact he doesn't have a good judgment on anything. I would walk away and leave this guy alone because he's clearly unhinged and he's ready to explode on the Cart Narc. Oh.
Yeah, but he's unhinged because of the Cart Narc's utter stupidity. Cart Narc is kind of like asking for it on himself.
How we would all love to see that.
Yeah, is it really?
And it's against the law to have a concealed carry in Los Angeles as well, probably. I doubt you have a gun also, sir. Not really, because I don't want you to, endanger people. But I'd like for you to do the nice thing and just take your card back. You want to do that, please? You've said it like 8 times and it hasn't happened.
Come on, dude. Come on, then.
I'm not going to fight you over a card, sir.
Come on.
You're acting like a schoolyard bully.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Use your conversation. Use your words. Use your logic. I'm sorry? You'll run me the F over. That's not nice either.
After watching countless videos of Sebastian in this idiotic role that he's chosen, I believe he has a death wish. Why would you go up to complete strangers in parking lots and harass them about a shopping cart? If you're that concerned about the shopping cart, why don't you return it where it belongs?
That's because I believe he doesn't have the IQ God gave a jar of mayonnaise. And yeah, I know I tend to shy away from God, but in this case, the saying is workable.
People are going to do what they want, and you are not going to change their mind.
Why do you want to go to jail? Let's see if we can get him on the pass. He's a tough guy. Where's he going? Got him. I did not get him, actually.
No, you didn't get him.
But here he is. That's a just loser attitude in life. Where's he going? Out the side exit here? The first time I've ever been called playa.
Oh my God, he's going to try to throw it to him on the highway now.
Yeah, missed again.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, God, we'll pick that up. That was a long distance toss. Low probability. Oh, wait a minute. Wait 1 second.
You're going to chase him down in the highway now?
As much as I do want to follow him at this point, Arketeers, he's proven. Let me go grab this real quick. He's proven that he's willing to endanger the public by driving recklessly. And now that he's in public,
No,
I will not.
That's where we're going.
You've proven that you want to endanger people in public. You threw stuff in the middle of a highway. So you proved that you want to endanger people. Let's be truthful. Alright, so let's go for sovereign citizen who actually tries.
This video
to
is
arrest the
dedicated
cops.
to the memory of my good friend.
Okay, I'll let you say your stuff to your channel here real quickly while I set it up. Alright, so this is basically a UK sovereign of all things. No, hold on. No, we've already done that one. Hold on. Oh, we did that one. I don't think we've done this one. Alright, let me make sure real quick. Nope, I think we're fine on this one. Okay, let's go.
And he's acknowledged that. Wonder how long before he forgets about that.
Not long.
I call this somewhat of an industrial area. But while I'm showing you around, time and temperature check. Today is Tuesday, November 9th. It is 2:34 in the afternoon, and it is 75 degrees, sunny, and absolutely beautiful in Panama City, Florida.
Okay, fuck you when it's negative 13 here, and it's like in February, so, fuck off. We don't need you to go ahead and give a time and temperature check on a frauditor video.
And by the way, for those of you who requested, the year is 2021.
Nobody, absolutely nobody in the history of anybody ever requested you to say the year. Stop being an idiot and stop frauditing. But I know that's too hard for you.
I just hit Watchmen on the leg with my monopod. Sorry about that. I think this guy didn't like it that I filmed him. Get yourself prepared.
So you acknowledge the possibility that people may not like what you're doing. So the best thing to do would be to likely conduct yourself in a professional and courteous manner in order to put their mind at ease. Come on, kid, you're a First Amendment auditor. You're just going to act like a jackass, aren't you?
I was going to say, Toads, come on, seriously?
Need some help?
Excuse you?
Need some help?
Not at all.
Okay. What's going on?
Do you need some help?
No, I mean, I was just wondering why you're videotaping me leaving work. I don't understand.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
I don't understand why you pulled over to ask me if I need help.
Well, I mean, you're just like, the camera's like shooting straight at me. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's a lot of cameras shooting straight at you. If you do that all the way home, you're never going to get there.
The foolishness of that comment is so deep, I can only ascribe it to higher education. You have to have gone to college to say something that stupid.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay, but I mean, most cameras don't have a person standing next to them,
Well,
I mean, I was just wondering what's up. Ain't no big deal. I mean, if you saw somebody doing this like recording your tag as you're leaving work, wouldn't you? Would you not be curious to stop and talk to him?
no, not at all. I'm more worried about the guy I don't see.
You know, I'd love to see a whole bunch of people get together and follow this idiot around with their cameras, and the moment he complains, just show him that last clip.
Oh, that'd be
You
good.
don't see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so is it cool if I tape y'all just the same, huh?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I'm not your boss.
Well, I mean, I was just, I'd like to ask your permission, because I'd be considerate.
No need to ask permission.
Okay.
You can
that's
do
cool.
as you do.
All right, that's cool.
As you were.
Wait a minute, as you were? I thought you just said you weren't his boss.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, you do the same, man.
Anything y'all need help with, just let us know. You need a package or something, I'll hook it up.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
No.
Do you know how expensive shipping rates are these days? If the guy's willing to hook you up, I wouldn't be a dick to him.
Everybody say horse pussies.
That was great.
Yeah.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Toads, I agree with you. That was great.
Yeah, you have a wonderful day, bro.
That was great. Horse pussy.
Yeah, so, sometimes you think of things after the
That
fact.
kid
I
gets
just realized
my
what I
Krispy
should have
Kreme
done
card
was
of the
I should have
day.
taken-
That was good.
When he asked my permission,
Not
to take
sponsored.
my picture, I should have said to him, no, you don't have my permission. And then he would have taken my picture anyway, and then we would have had that discussion. So,
And what would that have accomplished? I mean, in your tiny little mind, you think that he wouldn't need your permission.
looks like he's making a phone call to somebody. And again, you guys might, some of you out there might be asking yourselves, why would I not just tell them what we're doing and spread the education and spread the joy? We're out here trying to get organic reactions from people, and find.
Reed, he's trying to go ahead and get somebody to punch him so he can sue and make money. Also, more reactions equal more YouTube views. That's what he's trying to do. Anything else he tells you is total bullshit.
Find out what people do uninfluenced and deal with that as it happens.
Translation, we're instigators and assholes.
If you tell
That too.
somebody what you're doing right off the bat, then one of two things are going to happen. Either they're not going to have a problem with it, they'll be fine with it, and they'll just leave, and that'll be that, but that's a very slim chance of that happening. What'll more than likely happen is they'll either make a phone call or go back inside, tell everybody exactly what we're doing out here, and then the whole audit's off. That's why this is called an audit.
No, if they walk away and don't care what you're doing, you don't have any content for your YouTube channel.
Bingo!
If they do take issue and call somebody, you're just going to treat them poorly as well, and you're going to get even more content.
More
You have to
bingos!
remember, when you get a tax audit, they generally don't give you much time to prepare for them, if any. And audits are generally surprise inspections. So that's what we're doing here, and we're trying to keep what we're doing under wraps. It's like a news reporter working on a story. You can't, or somebody playing poker. Can't show your hand before you're done. So by the time we leave, they'll know what we're doing here. But we like to get, I like to.
Being a YouTube frauditor is not a journalist make. So shut up, pack your little potato cam up, and go home.
Call it these organic responses. So just felt like I wanted to explain that to you.
Okay, let me ask you this question. To what end? I mean, you conduct the audit, who do you report it to? If they apparently fail the audit, well, who's going to punish them? You made the tax audit comparison in the
God. That's who. Yeah, let's go with that. Hell, they haven't come up with a better answer. Let's make it this God.
IRS is a government institution. It has its own investigative branch and its own agents, who are sworn law enforcement. I hate to sound like a less intelligent person here, but what's your delegation of authority to conduct this audit?
People see a camera and they see some guys out on the street, And you know, not bragging or complaining, but we got some pretty decent equipment now. I'll show you what Watchman's setup looks like there. So we don't look like a couple of guys that just went out and you know, on our phones trying to stir up trouble. We're obviously photographers or videographers or whatever you want to decide we are. And we're out here doing our thing, so there's no reason anybody should be bothering.
Asshead Dick Flute, as my good friend Regical would say. That's who we decided you are. You don't like that? Well, prove us wrong.
So you want to come out and ask what we're doing? Like I've said before in many videos, I get that. You can come out and ask.
First of all, I don't think fancier cameras separate you from idiots with cell phones causing trouble. Second, someone already did come out and ask you, and you didn't tell them. So let's see what happens when another person comes out and asks you.
And today I'm just not explaining.
Oh, you just got great people skills. I can totally see now why you're qualified to perform this audit.
You know, like I said, if you want to be courteous and you want to be cordial, my favorite word, you certainly can be. But if you don't want to explain what you're doing to somebody, or maybe you're in the middle of something, you know, also photography is a very non-static thing. It's a fluid thing. You know, the light changes from second to second. I could be standing here waiting for the optimal time to take a picture, take a video, and you could be infringing on what I'm doing.
Yeah, but if you're already infringing on someone else or doing something illegal or suspicious, then none of that really matters. This guy rambles on more, but I'm just going to skip ahead to where things get more interesting.
Fast forward! Thank you. Oh, we got a cop now.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing again?
What can I help you with?
What can I help you with, sir? I need to know
Absolutely
what you
nothing.
guys- What are you guys doing?
I asked you, what can I help you with?
I had a complaint, so I'm following up on it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to stop you.
What are we doing?
You're stopping him.
Are you guys here at the church, or what are we doing?
Yeah, forgive me if I don't actually believe that your photography is so important that you have to give the silent treatment to a sheriff. Explain to me how in your tiny brain creating additional suspicion is somehow going to be better for you. You could have given any reasonable explanation to the sheriff, and he would have probably left you alone.
Is there any reason I should have to answer questions? See, you don't answer them either. Right on. Good for you.
Again, I ask, what authority do you somehow think you have? Why does the sheriff have to answer your questions, but you're under no obligation to answer his? And he is the one who's actually trained, sworn, and granted the authority to ask you questions.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Good. How we doing, sir?
Good. What's going on?
Good. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Well, you're across from school with your cameras. We're just trying to figure out what's going on with you.
Across from school? What?
Across from the school with
Oh, okay.
cameras.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Across from the school with
Yeah.
cameras?
Yeah.
All right. So what does that mean?
Well, to be honest with you, there's actually a Florida statute in reference to 500-foot safety zones of schools,
Okay.
and we're just trying to figure out who's. You have to admit you're kind of suspicious looking out here across from school,
You
right?
think I'm suspicious looking?
Not you personally, sir. Your activities.
I'm working on a video about UPS.
Okay. Well, that's all you had to tell him, man. That's what he was asking.
Well, I think it's obvious. I don't have to tell. I actually don't have to tell him anything. I don't have to tell you anything. I'm trying to be courteous with you.
In 10 seconds' time, you lied about why you were there,
Yep.
was rude to the sheriff by
Yep.
saying you didn't have to tell him why, and now you're saying you're trying to be courteous?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm being rude to you at all, sir.
I didn't say you were.
Okay.
And can I ask name and badge number, please?
Yeah, actually, I'm Sergeant Granger, number 48.
Okay. And
43,
can I
I'm
get your
sorry,
name?
43.
43. Can I get your name and badge number there?
Swan, 128.
I couldn't hear you last time.
Derek Swan, 128.
Thank
so
you, sir.
you'll know, the guy from UPS, he called me on my phone. So,
Well, then why don't you go speak to him?
what an asshole! Sir, I came out to speak to you. You would not answer. You're saying more now than you did earlier. No one would say anything, so I called myself.
You're saying more now than you were saying earlier as well. Yeah, you are. Well, it's all on video.
Yeah, it is on video. Your real reasons for being there, and the intention to not tell anyone why you're there so you can have some quote-unquote organic reactions.
Yeah.
So, can I help you, gentlemen, with anything?
No, we're just trying to figure out what was going on. So you're across the street from the school, and the Florida statute actually forbids people from being within 500 feet of the school without legitimate purpose.
That's how.
And by the way, that Florida statute, for those wondering, is 810.0975. It is an actual legitimate law on the book these frauditors are breaking. Bet you guys didn't do your research before you figured you were going to, cause this bullshit at the UPS.
True.
Well, you were kind enough to flash it up on the screen, so obviously I'm going to look for it. And wouldn't you know it, it is true.
For the purposes of this section, the term school safety zone means in, on, or within 500 feet of any real property owned by, or leased by any public or private elementary, middle, or high school, or school board, and used for elementary school or high school education. Each principal or designee of each public or private school in the state shall notify appropriate law enforcement agency of prohibited persons. Might help if I move my mouse. To prohibit any person from loitering in the school safety zone who does not have legitimate business in the school safety zone or any other authorization or license to enter and remain in the school safety zone, or does not otherwise have invitee status to the designated zone, aka has a fucking reason to be at the school. During the period from 1 hour before the start of a school session to 1 hour after, so in other words, if the school day is from 8 to 3, that way this rule would be in effect from 7 to 4. It is unlawful for any person to enter the premises or trespass within a school safety zone, which remember is within 500 feet, or to remain on such premises within such school district safety zone when the notation does not have legitimate business in the school safety zone. Thank you.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
So every one of these cars driving down this street that doesn't have a legitimate purpose at the school's violating a statute?
That's stupid.
Yes.
Use your common sense.
They have legitimate purpose. So they're picking these kids up from school.
Not every one of them going down this street.
Okay.
Okay, if you seriously need that explained, then you are a lot dumber than you look. The cars passing by to not drop off or pick up kids from school are not just standing there. You, sir, are.
Okay.
And
There actually is a statute in reference to that. And if you would like, I can get you a statute.
So anybody that does not have a legitimate purpose with what? With the school, or just a legitimate purpose in life?
Legitimate business being around the school.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. And so that's all we're trying to do is establish that. We're looking out for the safety of the kids.
Well, do you know what the statute number is on that?
No, but I can look it up for you.
Yeah, I'd love to read it.
Absolutely.
Sure, appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, look at that. After all these years of soft sits and frauditors always demanding, show me the law, show me the law, we've got an officer that actually will show you the law.
It's got a Florida statute. You can't be within 500 feet of a school without legitimate purpose. That doesn't sound very constitutional.
Funny you should mention that, because it is constitutional. It's called the 10th
I was going to say that, but I'll let you say it.
Amendment, which gives states the rights to write its own laws and statutes. Funny how no one seems to want to audit that amendment.
That sound constitutional to you, sir? See, there you go, clamming up again. I thought we were having a conversation now. If you're going to give me the silent treatment, I'm going to do the same right back at you. So do you want to be a gentleman and have the conversation?
Says the man who gave him the silent treatment first. You really are childish, aren't you?
Or do you want to just be silent with each other? All right. Well then, I'll tell you to kick rocks, kick rocks, kick rocks. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Adios. Don't bother me anymore.
So Mr. Cordial has suddenly decided to become Mr. Confrontational. Wonder if he realizes he's screwed up.
He's going to send you back to work in a minute, so you might as well just take off. You're really not serving any function here. And a matter of fact, the light's better if I stand on this side, so I'll go back over here.
Someone's regained confidence that they're going to come out on top.
Yeah, well, and look how he's blocking the street. Look how these cars have to go around the back of this cop car right here in front of a school at school dismissal time. So.
Oh, shut the fuck up, frauditor. If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't be happening.
But this truck can't even fit around him. Watch him go into the other lane. He does have his lights on, I'll give him that.
And thus you've proven the one thing that excuses him from the very thing you were trying to nitpick about.
You need to ask him to move his car. Every one of these vehicles has to go around him into the opposing lane of traffic. You're going to wind up causing an accident here.
Thank you.
If you're so concerned about safety, I think you take that seriously.
Thank you.
That's why he knows more than you do, because he pays attention and listens.
That's right.
That's right, yeah. You just celebrate your ignorance and then think you're going to get away with that.
This may come as a shock to you, but you're not actually in charge here, so all these petty criticisms you're putting out, they don't mean anything.
Can I get you to do me a favor before we continue this conversation? Can you just move over a couple of feet so all these people don't have to go into the opposing lane of traffic?
Florida statute 810.0975.
I'm happy to talk to you, but can you just move it over? All these vehicles are
sir,
going into the opposing lane of traffic.
I'm telling you what the statute
If you're
number
worried
is that you
about
requested.
safety.
No, it's because he knows how to do his job, he knows the law, and he's about to show us that you don't know either.
All right, you've given it to me.
Okay.
That's just for my reference. I'm not violating your statute.
No, that actually is a statute that you're in violation of.
I'm not in violation of
Okay.
any statute.
Okay. Look, what we're
I'm
gonna
here.
do.
I have a legitimate business purpose.
Okay, what is
I'm
that? That's what
working
we're
on a
trying to figure out.
story about you. I'm obviously a videographer.
Okay.
I'm a photojournalist, and I'm working on a story about UPS.
Lies! Fucking lies!
Never filmed over at the school for a second. So I have a very legitimate purpose. I'm not violating your statute.
Do you have your ID so we can verify?
You don't need my ID to verify anything. I'm not violating your statute. You know I'm not.
Actually, you are.
No, I'm not.
Actually, you are.
No.
Nuh-uh. Yeah, huh? Nuh-uh. Yeah, huh?
Where was I aiming my camera when you pulled up?
Whenever I pulled up, you were down the street. I have no idea that.
Aiming at the UPS building. You know what I was doing. It's on your camera too.
I don't even have a camera on that car.
Oh, well, I have a camera, and so does he.
Okay.
So, am I being detained right now?
Nope, you're not being detained.
All right. Well, then you gentlemen have a good day, and I would appreciate if you moved this out of the street.
Do you feel in charge?
You seriously look? The school bus is going into a second lane of traffic. That's more of a safety concern than a guy out here with a camera taking pictures of UPS. So, I'd appreciate it if you would make this a safe place.
I don't think you can take a hint. You're not detained because they're giving you the opportunity to leave.
So we got 3 more vehicles here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, look at that. The additional units are now helping direct traffic safely. Guess you don't have that excuse to hang on.
Did the UPS folks contract you to come out and do something with them, sir?
That's irrelevant.
Actually, it is relevant, because if UPS contracted you, then you would have legitimate business purposes to be filming there across from the school, and these cops can simply leave you to it.
So who's our highest ranking officer here that I can have a conversation with?
That'd be me.
That'd be you. Okay, very good. Well, so what can I help you with?
Suddenly you seem to have forgotten why they're there.
At this point, you are in violation of Florida Statute 810.
I am not in violation of anything.
0975.
For standing and taking pictures of UPS, I'm a photojournalist working on a story. Just to give you,
I've
just
asked
to
you
give
for
you a little.
credentials.
You want to go with the school thing? This is my son.
Your son isn't a student there, and you still have cameras filming.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not out here with my son doing anything
Sir,
nefarious.
I've asked
I'm
you
out
for
here
credentials.
working.
If you could provide credentials.
You told me I'm not being detained and I'm not breaking any laws, so I don't feel like I have any reason to give you any credentials. What would be the purpose of that? I literally am standing here with my camera facing that way, working on a story about UPS, and you gentlemen have all decided to come here and harass me today. That's what's going on.
Well, we didn't just decide
Just because they don't know, they want to know why I'm here. That's up to them. You know, that's. I don't have any lawful reason to explain myself to anybody.
And so we get to the typical meltdown phase for the auditor, where they have to come up with a million excuses, unaware that the walls are slowly closing in, and then ultimately it's going to end only one way.
Other than the fact that you're across from 2 schools.
What does the statute say? The statute says be around a school without a lawful purpose. Now, the reason for that statute is to prevent people from doing nefarious things around school property.
Exactly right. I agree
Right?
with that.
I am a photojournalist working on a story, and I am out here
And that's
taking
all I'm
video of a
asking you for
neighboring.
credentials, sir,
I don't have what credentials would you like?
to prove that you're a journalist.
What would that look like?
I have no idea. Show me some kind of credentials.
There is no such thing.
Press passes do exist. Cameras and vehicles tend to have the news organization on the side of them, and even independent journalists will state their name and the name of their independent news network.
The government does not issue press passes. There is no such thing. I could print one up on my computer and show it to you. There's no such thing as a press pass.
Well, this is certainly awkward.
I've explained to you what I'm doing. I told you what I'm doing.
Okay. Is this the mountain you're going to die on, sir?
What do you mean is that the mountain I'm going to die on?
They can put you in jail. You're in violation.
For what? So what would you like me to tell? So under threat of arrest, I'll give you my ID if that's what you want.
To leave. That's all I'm asking you to do is leave the premises of these schools.
So you're going to throw me? I'm not on the school premises. I'm across the street,
You're within
sir.
500 feet, as I've already explained to you, school safety.
With a legitimate business purpose.
You done fucked up now.
Sir, I'll give you my. Wait, hold on. I told you.
Get your hand out of your pocket.
And that's where the video ends. Now, the frauditor apparently goes on to explain that he was arrested, went to jail, and then somehow got the charges dismissed because apparently that statute was found to be unconstitutional. Now, forgive me if I don't take the auditor's word for it, so I decided to research it myself. And while the statute was indeed cited as unconstitutional in 2008, the frauditor seems to omit the fact that the statute was amended in 2013 and it is still a chargeable offense. And finally, the dismissal of the charges was in fact not based on any actual legal merit. The sheriff's office simply chose not to pursue it despite having every right and the option to do so. So once again, we have yet another frauditor who's content with lying about everything and only managed to avoid prosecution solely on the good graces of the very institutions he chose to disrespect. Personally, I'm concerned that such leniency will in fact embolden such individuals to continue what they do and make life difficult for the rest of us.
Yes, it will.
Yes,
it will, Mr. Tones. I agree with you 150%. Alright, let's find one more. Let's go with that. Captain Tyrant Slayer we have. This will likely be our last of the day, and we may not even complete it, depending on what we have. But let's go ahead and handle this moron, shall we? Tones, you ready? Oh, look at all those signs. Pursuant to Governor Ned Lamont's Executive Order Number 788, effective immediately, no person is permitted to enter the Judicial Branch Courthouse or any other facility held by the Judicial Branch without first covering his or her mouth and nose with a mask or cloth face covering. Let's hear this idiot lie about it.
Everybody got that? Good.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to send your supervisor out here for me, honey. Can you send your supervisor out?
You know, I've just now realized the only difference between a frauditor and a Karen is that Karens say manager and frauditors say supervisor. Otherwise, they are exactly the same.
Can you send your supervisor out for me? I'm requiring one of my public servants to come and provide me some services.
Well, somebody OD'd on their self-importance pills this morning.
I'm not blocking the door. There's nobody trying to come in.
Oh, and get used to the bullshit captions. We're dealing with one of those pathetic narcissists who are desperate to reshape the narrative into anything other than what our own eyes are telling us.
Trying to come in, and I stopped in the doorway. Thank you very much. May we talk over here, please?
I'd love to have a chat.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
What's your name?
My name's Tim Riley. I'm here on a docket. I have to be here today for a custody issue. First of all, may I have your name and badge number, sir?
Yep, it's badge is right here. Name's right here. So what is you have?
Is that what you say to the judge when you're asked to identify yourself in court, sir?
Okay, let me make this very clear to every unoriginal frauditor who loves to use this line. You're not a judge.
I mean, respectfully, I'm just asking you to identify.
I understand.
I'm just asking you to identify yourself. Kindly, sir. Respectfully. Yes. Yeah.
So, Tim Riley,
Mr. Trooper, a court hearing. Yes.
Court hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under Title 18, Section 242 USC, I am exempt from wearing a mask.
Funny, I don't see anything about masks here, or exemptions related to them. But since we're on the subject, we might as well get out of the way the fact that you're not being denied due process of law since you were given a day in court to address your case. And nobody's made any threats to imprison or injure you. Glad we got that taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. I need to be here for a child custody hearing.
Do you have a mask? I know
no,
you're saying you're
I'm not
exempt,
required to
but
wear
you
one,
have
but
a
I
mask.
asked them for a mask and they just completely ignored me.
While I'm prepared to admit it would be a nice courtesy if they had a few lying around to give in case someone forgot theirs, they're not actually under any legal obligation to give it to you. It is your responsibility. And given the nature of the case, I would assume you would take your responsibilities seriously.
Right.
I said, okay, there's nothing on this paperwork that requires me to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's just more.
Okay, we've come from miles and miles away to be here today. Miles away. And we are told, oh, well,
So
the governor says that you can't come into the...
But if I'm back, then you have an issue with that. But
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
So
no.
you have an issue with...
Please pause.
Where
I didn't
are
hear
you
your
from?
question. I'd like to clarify.
Where are you from? You said miles.
I'm on the east. I'm east of the river. I'm east of Hartford.
I'm Trooper Wilson with the state police. Where
Yes,
are you
sir.
from, Tim Riley?
I'm from the state of Connecticut, sir.
Very good. Okay, so you're familiar with Governor Lamont's orders?
I am very familiar with them. Yes,
Nobody
I'm a
asked
civil
about
rights
it.
activist. I'm a press member.
Oh, a bullshit artist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a great thing going online. I have a
So
tremendous
you
following.
understand everything that's going on? Everybody
I understand
is in a mask?
exactly what's going on. I'm here to show up for court.
Okay.
Okay, I run into a very irate, sort of egregious security officer at the door who says she knows nothing about U.S. code, which is a problem because she's operating in official capacity and she's supposed to be enforcing laws, right? Okay, well, I have a number of rights, and one of these rights is saying that I don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah,
You have the right to shut the fuck up. That's what you have the right to. Oh, Tones, you wanted to say something?
you could say it. Doesn't mean you're exempt.
Now, if you guys are insisting I wear a mask, I'm not saying I'm not going to. Please.
We're insisting.
Okay, that's fine. I would assume that you all have the means to facilitate the mask for me. I would have to put the mask on, yes, in violation of my rights. Help, I'm being repressed! I will absolutely put that mask on because I have a child that is much more important than the egregious, authoritarian, totalitarian orders of the governor that only apply to, official state members, local and state officials.
All right, so he's made it very clear that his number one priority is this hearing, which I can assume involves custody of his child. And no rational and decent human being would put any of their frivolous nonsense over that.
Toads, really? Have you not even looked at your own video?
Have to obey by these orders, not private citizens. I don't know if you know the law or not, but I certainly do. And you're violating my rights, but I need to be in there. So please violate my rights so I can
here comes that violin.
Defend myself and show up for court today.
You got that violin on, I see it. Yep, there it is. The world's smallest violin.
Mr. Wilson, I can read, but I found that a little disrespectful to the private citizens, and they will too. And they're going to be upset with that. Well, you failed to identify yourself properly, like say I'm illiterate or something.
Well, I wouldn't make any assumptions, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't mean to disrespect you, and you take it as a challenge when I do that. You took it immediately as a challenge. I'm not here to challenge you, but you took it that way. I know that.
It appears that way.
It's not that way, and I think part of the problem with that is
when you show up with your camera,
with more engagements like this. I needed to do that. I didn't have my GoPro at first. These people tried to throw me out of here, and then I'm asking for a supervisor, and I'm waiting around even longer. I was hoping a cop would show up.
They said you can't enter because you don't have a mask.
I didn't try to enter.
Bullshit!
So I was at the window trying to get somebody to come out, and they're ignoring me. And then the individual came past me and opened the door. I held it open so that I could verbally communicate with my public servants.
You know this whole my public servants thing you keep saying, to make yourself feel more important or matter more than others? You know it doesn't actually work, right? You're still insignificant.
So, at which point you arrive.
These guys know that they don't have to wear masks?
Well, yeah, I've been telling everybody in line. They're exempt from these orders.
So, they don't, so these guys, but they're wearing masks. Why is that?
Because they're paranoid about a virus that they probably know a little bit about. They're listening to too much news.
Oh, listening to too much news is bad, huh? Well, you identified yourself as a member of press, so, I guess no one has any obligation to listen to you.
They're listening to too much news and they're not applying. Not in Connecticut, sir, with all due respect. The mortality rate in the state of Connecticut is below 1%, and the total death toll is 0.006.
How many total deaths?
I don't know, between 2,500 and 3,000 in Connecticut.
That would be 1,000.
So that would actually be yes in Connecticut, sir, with all due respect.
Out of 4 million and change.
I understand.
Okay, and then in contrast,
I find it ironic that you cast yourself as the hero and call yourself Tyrant Slayer when the type of people who usually consider thousands of deaths to be marginal and a small price to pay to satisfy their personal needs usually look like this.
AKA tyrants like Caligula, Stalin, Hitler, Mao. You know, those fuckers.
With
Right.
science and medical data involved, you know, it's
Okay,
benign to the pneumonia and things that go ripping through nursing homes every year.
You understand. You read the
This
U.S.
is wasting
code.
my time, sir. I need to get into court,
This
please.
is a huge waste of time, isn't it? Do you have a mask?
I asked you if you would be so kind to provide the means to
We have
facilitate
masks
acquiring a
that-
mask for me.
that
I told you I would wear one. So if we can
I
expedite
don't
that.
know. So what's more important, you not going into court and defending your daughter, as you say?
I'm here
or
to do
going
both
going
with
get your
all of
mask?
my rights intact, but evidently the state's not going to let me do that.
You probably could have gone and got yourself a mask in the time you spent just standing there arguing.
This is a surprise. You
Because
knew,
this
you
is
knew that, you
this
knew
is
you
the
had a- you
people's
needed a-
state. Who does
you
the
needed
state
a
work
mask.
for? Who does the state work for? Like, who is the state operating on behalf of?
That's true, the people, right?
That's right. I am a member of the public.
Yes, but you're not the only member of the public, are you? And it's not just your courthouse.
And I'm here to exercise my rights and defend myself, and you guys are violating my due process.
I thought you were here for your daughter.
That's right. And my rights are going
Good
to help
call.
me defend the safety of my daughter.
This is where you weigh what's more important. Okay.
Yeah, this is
So,
important.
go get a mask. Go defend your daughter.
And where am I to acquire a mask?
And then when
And
you're
we're-
done, you come back out and you film everything you want.
I'll
You
be
let
here all
everybody know,
day.
and you-
Clearly your daughter is not more important than you just standing there arguing. Also, seriously, this sounds like you're making a threat.
He
and you
is.
misspelled obstructing, genius.
and
I'll
you-
be here all
Yeah,
day.
you're
I'm
right,
gonna
he
audit
did.
Every employee's name. I'm going to get
OBR,
everybody's salary,
SDR.
including yours. Is your body cam rolling right now? Good. And were you called here, or did you see what happened? Like, did they call you? Is there a call number
No, I
associated
wanted to have
with
a
this?
conversation.
Okay,
I was
great.
already working inside.
Great. I'm
So I
very
wanted to have a
parched.
conversation.
I'm very nervous. I need to get into the building so that I can take care of what's required of me. Everybody in this building has a mask, and I can
Right,
guarantee there's a big box in some room next to some donuts and some coffee or whatever might be there.
Yeah.
No pun intended. And I'm sure somebody can be a human being and operate outside of their arrogance for just one moment
Hey, have you ever heard the one about the pot and the kettle?
and provided their fellow citizen a mask so that they can enter the building. Do you think there's somebody here that could do that?
If that wasn't going to be the case, then what will be the next course?
Well, the next course would be
So
setting up my tripod and getting all my correspondence out here, and then having the press
Can you
rights
call
violated.
somebody
I guess there isn't much room for his daughter at all in those plans.
to get a mask?
No,
Can
all
we
of my
get
family and
correspondence?
friends live at least 40 miles away.
Okay. All right. So it might take them a little while before they can come down.
Well, I don't have all day to be here, and I'm sure that the magistrate or whoever the judge is
Yeah.
isn't going to be waiting for me.
I
So,
can tell you they won't see you without a mask.
okay.
That's also.
Well, and that would be fine. But if a judge tells me to enter the courtroom, because right now you're denying me access to public property.
No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
I'm having a conversation.
Only the court. I know that, but my public servants are denying me access to public property.
Yeah.
Only the courtroom is in possession, if you will, of the judge. I can wear a hat in this lobby. I can walk in there and do press all day. I'll be here all day.
Once again, are you forgetting about something? Something monumentally more important than your bullshit?
Yes.
I'll set up my cameras and be here all day. Unless you guys are going to arrest me, in which case
That's called he made that thing uptones.
I'd file a federal lawsuit, and then you would lose your career. And I wouldn't want to do that.
That would be a terrible thing. Wouldn't
It would.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care.
That would be an
It
absolute
would.
terrible thing.
So I mean, it is
So
a
you
pretty.
So you want to go one way with this conversation.
Well,
I wanted to talk to you. And
I
see-
know,
and
but
see
you
if
got
there's any reason.
nasty with me and
And there
stuff.
wasn't
And I'm
any-
still being
there-
cool. This is all new.
So now we've got slander and a likely failed prediction.
Really, this guy on the screen has wrote, "This is the kind of pig that goes home and hits his wife. This is the pig that gives all cops bad rep. It appears you don't want your job. That's good. You're not going to have it much longer, little man. Ooh, give me my baseball bat wrapped with barbed wire, please."
But then again, failed predictions is kind of your thing, isn't it?
It's all devil's advocate, sir.
There is no reason, right?
There is a reason.
There is no
I'm in a
reason
desperate situation and you're refusing to help me. That's the reason. And my servants
here.
here are denying me access to public property and you're letting them, which makes you complicit in a crime.
Yeah, that's fine. So you're here to, supposedly because your daughter, you have a case here involving your daughter.
Funny how someone who works for the state, one of your public servants, seems to care more about your daughter than you. No wonder the court thinks you're a shit parent.
I have business here.
You want to make this more important than that.
No, I didn't have this in my hand when I came here. I had this in my hand when you guys tried to throw me out of here. So I came back.
Instead of going to get a mask.
I don't have the means to get a mask right now.
You can afford a $300 GoPro, but you can't get a mask.
Bingo!
I have enough to pay for my parking, enough to pay for my fuel.
So you're not getting in without a mask.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
That's fine. Now I'm going to file a lawsuit.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
That's fine. And Mr. Wilson with the state police.
That's right. And what's your badge number, Mr. Wilson?
1060.
Thank you very much.
He already told you that.
Or illiterate or whatever you
Thank you. For those folks who can't read and can't tolerate disrespectful
that was a fair
triggers.
point.
Yes, I know it
No,
was.
it's not. You said, what if
I know,
it's,
but
what
now
if
you're
dyslexic?
mocking me.
Yes, he is. And we all love him for it.
So,
I know.
no, I'm making sure that you understand.
Oh, I
I'm
understand.
Trooper Wilson. It's right there. My shield is 1060. It's right there. Okay.
Really, that's him doing this on his video.
I can assure you there's a lot of people giving you the fuck you Tim finger right now.
In case you can't read.
Are you going to document this consensual contact? Because I'd like it documented. Because I'm going to pull footage.
He disregards my notice. Regardless, he's been legally put on notice. If he fails to maintain this footage, he has committed a felony. Go fuck yourself. Seriously.
So I'm going to pull footage
right
of
here.
Yeah, I'm going to pull from that.
So, Tim,
So how do
what I recommend, all right, understand, get through your head what's more important. Your daughter, clearly, is more important than anything else.
Well, let me ask you this. I understand what you're requiring me to do.
Here.
So if I leave, and it takes, what time is court open until today?
1 o'clock today.
Okay, so if I show up at 12:58, you're going to escort me to the judge?
I can't speak to the judge.
Oh, you can't speak to the judge.
But the court is open until 1 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
Once again, there's nothing in here related to any of the stuff we saw or any of the troopers' actions. But then again, you gotta lie to audit.
Yes, you do.
I think we're good. So, like I said, it's posted everywhere. So you were out here.
Oh, it's posted everywhere here. Where is it posted here?
First of all, exceptions are being made due to the pandemic. And second, that does not apply to police officers. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do their job during the pandemic. Are you really that stupid?
Did the marshal give me something that says, did the marshal give me a copy of that paperwork?
He's claiming it's a Class 4 felony for an officer of the law to carry a weapon while wearing a mask in the state of Connecticut. Oh. Please tell me you got Sparky McTaserson and, can light his ass up.
No, of course not. So the state's not facilitating the means to provide the people for which it serves, but they...
Care to elaborate on what rights expressly not mentioned in the Constitution are being violated? Or is it just the ones that exist inside your head?
The ones in his head.
Go through their due process properly, right? They're just supposed to come ignorant or exercising their rights or medically exempt from wearing a mask because of their health condition that's protected by HIPAA that I don't have to disclose to you or any judge or anybody else.
Seriously? HIPAA? You're going to go down that road? I've cited enough law. Can somebody else please explain it to him?
The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act cover any and all medical facilities which provide medical care to people. It covers every single employee that has hands-on contact with patients and any that have access to patients' financial information. When you request your doctor to write you a letter delineating your medical exemptions from mask mandates, you are releasing your doctor from his HIPAA obligations. In fact, if you request such a missive, you will be asked to sign a HIPAA waiver. That is where HIPAA ends.
Thank you.
Security and/or police forces are not covered in any way, shape, fashion, or form by the HIPAA laws. When they demand to see the letter from your physician, you must produce it. Remember, Script Cat says, If you are going to quote any law, make sure you've read it and understand its application.
Thanks,
ScriptCat. If you haven't already, be sure to go check out ScriptCat's channel after the video. Tell her I sent you.
And by the way, to spell it, it's SCRIPTKAT.
Now, back to the stupid.
And no one's going to make me put on a mask and violate my rights unless, of course, they want to lose their job.
Right.
And that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And that's good for the people because then we can throw out the people that are screwing everything up.
Right.
And screwing up child's lives and people's lives and spreading paranoia and propaganda.
Well, so far that description only fits one person we see here. Care to guess who that is?
You know, fraud for federal dollars. Like, you're being paid on borrowed money right now. You do realize that, right?
All right. So now you're going to be disrespectful.
No, it's true.
Go get a mask. Get back here before 1 o'clock. We'll make sure you're seated.
Okay, good. Yeah, great. You're dismissed.
Ooh, sorry. According to the rules of dismissal, he already started walking away before you said it, so he actually dismissed you.
Thank you, everybody, for wearing a mask today. Yeah. Tim doesn't care.
Right. The mask doesn't do anything for you. It's to protect me. Hey, you guys got an extra mask? No, I don't. That's fine.
And by the rules of dismissal, you going off to look for a mask in order to gain access to the courthouse constitutes as a walk of shame.
Yes, it does.
That's cool. That's cool? How are you?
I can't comment with that.
It's well, this is public lobby still.
But you can't record it on so don't record it on him.
Really, you have to be so petty and childish when you're ignorant of the law that you have to encourage call bombing. Your future constitutional sheriff, Connecticut.
Yeah, put your camera back where you got it.
I'll just turn it off.
Put it back where you got it.
Well, the vehicle just left. I don't want to.
Hold it up here for you.
Yep. Can I identify all you guys? Yeah, okay. No, let me turn it off.
Yeah, we can hold it up.
GoPro stop recording.
Please push stop. Oh, look, and he's back outside. And smoking. God damn, he's a douche.
Well, after metaphorically blowing smoke, I guess now we get to watch you do it literally.
Yes, he's a douche.
Excuse me, sir. Hey, are you a public servant? Did you take an oath, sir?
Oh, look, some extra bullshit and failed predictions.
Did you take an oath? Sir, are you going to fail to identify? Are you going to identify yourself, sir? That's a violation of your protocol, is it not, sir? Were you not trained to identify yourself to a private citizen?
Yeah, it may be a matter of policy that he has to identify when you ask, but it's not actually something he's legally required to do. And as much as I hate to sound like one of your brainless colleagues, policies are not law.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our timer of the day.
You?
Let it be known. There he goes the other way. Sir, so you will refuse to identify? Tyranny has no place in America, sir. You're a tyrant. You're a coward. That's the walk of shame right there. Woo! The
Again,
walk of shame.
He was walking away first.
It loses value when you have to sound so desperate to declare it. So I'm afraid your walk of shame is the more prominent one of this video. Of course, we can just add that to the pile of your morally bankrupt behavior and pure idiocy. And don't even get me started on your warped sense of priorities. Your desperation to argue your absolute nonsense rather than maybe attend to the case involving your daughter? You really are a shit person. But then again, I'm not overthinking it.
He is a shit person, and I'll leave you, Tones, to go ahead and take care of your folks. Say thank you for coming along with us. And this actually got closer back to a full hour than we normally do. Well, in the current test. But let's just go ahead and finish out here this one. As always, of course, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Get us to those goals of 5,000 views and 1,000 subscribers. So therefore, both Boxy Nexters and YouTube will pay attention, help the algorithm, maybe let us get those shows back to the full hour normally. And of course, go ahead and start sending us items so we can send them to you, the watchers of the program. Coinbase.com/join/cparsley. Fill that out. Get yourself your $10 free in crypto for that. And then, of course, from there, Coinbase Learn, less than 2-minute lessons, 1-question quizzes to get yourself up to another $100 in free crypto. Till we do meet for midnight in the desert in the overnight with more of the exorcisms. Again, like, share, and subscribe, and join us again in the overnight from midnight in the desert from day one.